So, if you guys have been following my videos, you know I'm in the ringer of recruiting and applying for jobs. And in all the job descriptions I'm reading, a very specific bullet point always pops up. 3 to 4 years of experience we're looking for, 5 to 8 years of experience we're looking for, 10 plus years of experience we're looking for. And it had me thinking, why do all these companies care about years of experience so freaking much? And as I reflect back on it, they care about that so much because they're willing to pay a premium for people that have failed and have that experience of knowing what a company should do and shouldn't do, or somebody in that role. I know in my marketing role, an example here is I've written so many email subject lines, call to actions, and body copies, and specifically for like an enterprise audience, developers or whatever, non-technical people. And by writing so many emails, I've gone through the reps of knowing what works and doesn't work in terms of, if I say this call to action, such as sign up now versus save your seat, I know save your seat is going to get a higher click-through rate just from my own experience of writing all these freaking emails. And that's what companies are paying for in terms of why they want people with years of experience. So if you find an entry-level job, maybe 1 or 2 years of experience, they're going to be paying you way less because you have less reps in terms of understanding what works and doesn't work. But then if you go to 3 or 4 years of experience, you're going to see that salary band go up a lot higher. And a big reason for that is there's small nuances you learn on the day-to-day job of improving or doing something that might be right or wrong. And that can only be learned by doing it. Obviously, when you go to school, you're reading a bunch of books, taking a bunch of tests, and also in my own regular life, I consume so many podcasts, business articles, self-help books. I've consumed a lot of content, and there comes a certain point in life where you can consume all that content, but you still actually don't know how to maybe be a marketing manager inside of a tech company, even though you went to school to be a marketing manager, because it's completely different doing something theoretical and then doing it in real life. And I remember when I was younger, I used to watch all these like simple pickup dating videos just because I was like, oh my god, dude, talking to like a girl's so nerve-wracking. I was like, let me watch these videos and let me learn how to do it. And then guess what? I watched all the videos and I got this like psychic reward or dopamine rush of, oh, now I know how to do it. And I never went to go out and do it. So because I never went to go out and do it, I never learned. I have some friends that they don't really date, and they think that, hey, once they meet that person, they're just gonna lock in. They're gonna know exactly what to do to build a healthy relationship and build a long-lasting one. And I think there are some people like that can actually pull that off. They have incredible talent, or they just get really lucky. But I think the majority of people, and like myself, you kind of have to go through those reps. I remember I didn't go date anybody until I was like mid-20s, even late 20s. And I mean, I went on dates in college and nothing too serious. But after going on more dates and establishing more real connections with people, I've learned the nuances of dating and how to have strong communication or just build something more serious. And there's small details you learn that can never be picked up in any book or podcast until you actually go out and do it. You might learn that, okay, this person I'm seeing, they want to go out and eat a nice meal or dinner, have a nice date night out. And my dumbass was like, okay, let's just go get some food. Let's go to a kind of hole-in-the-wall restaurant and get a nice quick meal. I had really nice reviews on TikTok, but what I did not learn, or what I did not read in between the lines correctly, was, hey, this person wanted to sit down and talk and have a good dinner at a nice ambiance restaurant, but I just wanted to grab some food. And And you're reading between lines, and this person not very happy with the location of the restaurant I chose. I was like, shit. So I had to pivot quickly, find a new restaurant, all this stuff. Or you might learn that this person, when they say they are not upset, they're actually upset at you, but you take it at face value and they say everything is all good, and you're like, okay, cool, we're good. Little do you know, you're not good. But that's a small nuanced detail you have to pick up on that comes with experience. And obviously some people are super emotionally aware and intelligent and they'll just pick up on it immediately. But like some people like me, I'm like, it's whatever. And then, so there's like those small details that you have to go through in your life. It's like me making these videos. I've made 100 plus of these videos, and I've made hundreds of these videos. And if you watch my earlier iterations of these videos, you'll see that, oh, Alan says or right or like a lot in his videos. And the listening, I mean, if I was listening, I'd be like, oh my God, dude, just speak clearly and not so choppy. And I had to go through those iterations to have a cadence of speaking that is not so repulsive, I guess, at least to myself. And if I feel like it's to myself, then maybe my audience will feel that same way too. And now I'm trying to get better at storytelling. I think storytelling is so key to these videos. Sometimes I notice I do ramble and I'm not getting to the point. And to make a compelling YouTube video, you gotta have a compelling story. And I think, but you have to go through those reps of actually just shitting the bed and making these videos. And I read the YouTube comments, my friends give me feedback, and I'm incorporating that into my videos, and it's important to go through that. And I think for me, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying it's bad to consume books, podcasts, and whatever, but because those sources of knowledge are really important. I've consumed Mr. Beast podcast and him talking about how it's so important to optimize for thumbnails. And that's an idea that I picked up on that's really might be relevant. I want to try out that idea, but other ideas of him talking about like optimizing his videos to the T in terms of jump cuts and noises and sounds to keep that engagement, that doesn't really work for me because I don't make the same style of videos, so I'm not going to be able to, I can't copy and paste his strategy and make it work for me because his videos are completely different. He's a different personality than me. He's at a different point in life than me. So I'm gonna have to go through that experience of making these videos on my own, but I can consume pieces of content to get ideas and try different things so I can be strategic about the ideas I try, but you're not gonna know what's gonna work for you until you actually do it. And I think this is super important for me to remind myself that I need to stop falling into the trap of, all right, let me consume more content, doom scroll, consume advice, and read self-help goods and read podcasts, and you feel like you're being productive, but you're not actually doing it because you actually have to generate an outcome, and then you'll see what works and what doesn't work. So I think consuming content will give you that blueprint, but eventually you gotta close the book, close the phone, and go live the lesson. And that is my stream of thought for you for today. So get out there, look like an idiot, get better, and yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream of thought. See you next one. Peace.